Welcome to the Cavalry, which is basically now a sports radio show because that's where I want to start. Johnny
Okay.
sends me this picture of him, not just at Lambeau Field. I mean, it was a preseason game, but not just at Lambeau Field with his wonderful family, in a luxury box, the like private suites. So
Yeah.
tell me, first of all, the first thing I thought I was like, how many hot dogs did you take down? Because they're unlimited, right? It's like free hot dogs.
No, it's not free food. They had free
Oh,
Coke and Sprite in the fridge, and then you can go, into that level has like store, but it's like $15 for a burger. So like the four of
oh
us,
my
we
God.
split two burgers between four people, and it was
Man,
like $42.
welcome to Joe Biden's America. You don't even
Thank
have
you.
free food in the suites anymore?
Welcome to Joe. Yeah, that's right.
Good
Move over,
night.
Brandon, or whatever it is.
Yeah. Okay, so
Well,
no free food. You're off to a bad start.
free Coke.
Oh, that's great. Uh, did you enjoy the experience?
It was great. It was very wonderful, but it scared me because this was Edie and Duncan's first Lambo experience. If they ever go back, it'll be dog shit. They'll be like, "What? What is this? Why are we down here with the peasants?"
Uh, Also, I've thought about that now that I had a daughter, by the way. I have a daughter.
Oh my gosh! Congratulations, Andrew. Oh wow.
Try not to talk about it too much, but her life is private, you know.
Sure, of course, yes.
But yeah, like me and my buddy Jason used to have season tickets to the Seahawks, and we would always talk about it's like because we'd sit up in the 300 level, you know, not great seats, and
Yeah.
we always would talk about like what a nightmare atmosphere that would be to bring a child because it's just drunks and these like people getting in fights and
In the
screaming out,
300 section.
yeah, screaming out, obscenities and horrible things to each other and to the players, and just like it's like, man, I would not want to bring a kid up here. But so like if you bring a kid to a game now, it's like I think you have to like price yourself. The seats have to be like over $100 a ticket to avoid. I mean, maybe that's actually a low ball. I'm going to say 100 for an NFL game, regular
Oh,
season
for
game,
NFL.
150 a ticket to
Well,
avoid
see,
the worst of the worst.
well, I was gonna compare it to our recent experience at the Brewers game, but you're saying football's different than
Oh, so
baseball.
much different.
Oh,
So much
okay.
different. In fact, and college sports, because you would think maybe college sports would be worse because, like, oh, college kids can be like creatively mean or like would cuss more or get drunker,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
not true. Nothing is worse than these people who come from the hill because it's like Lambeau's interesting because it's actually in a small town. It's like
yeah,
Wisconsin's whole team, you know, and they all travel to this one. But it's
yeah.
funny because the stadium in Seattle is in downtown Seattle. So you think, oh, it's a bunch of yuppies sipping lattes or whatever, watching football. These
No.
are the stadium is not filled with Seattle. The stadium is filled with like Federal Way and Enumclaw and all the little town. They all get in their RVs and drive
Okay.
into the city that they hate. By the way, then they'll tell you what a shithole Seattle is while they're in downtown Seattle.
Even though that's their team.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I mean they love the team. They hate the city.
Oh, okay.
It's there's politics involved, but also like they don't, you know, they have to deal with the riffraff and the homeless people, and they think that's atrocious to them. So
Yeah.
they they hate the city, but then the city people they don't go to the stadium. So it's this weird thing going on in the stadium, and it's like they say horrible things. It's just it's humanity at its worst. I mean, I love it. It's like fun, but
No.
like to bring a kid around is not a good idea, I'd say.
Yeah. So you don't want to bring your. I won't even say her name. I'll pretend I
Don't
don't
even
know to
say Jason
protect her
on this
her
podcast.
identity.
But yeah, no, not to those seats. I would bring her to a suite like you did. Yeah. Then
Oh,
football is great, man. This is everyone's like reasonable. No one's
yeah.
like slapping anybody because of something that happened in the game. Like, Yeah, I would bring
It
up
was
a
it
good.
was sweet. We stayed for the whole thing. We got there early. Every time the Packers score a touchdown, they shoot fireworks out of the sides. We went up to the roof. You can go up to the roof and just watch from like way up above. It's really cool.
That's cool.
So it was a great experience.
You also texted me a question about the chain.
Yeah, I was going to tell you. So let me, before you explain, let me just tell you where my mind's at.
Sure.
Okay. So as far as I could tell, the ball goes down and they mark it along the sidelines with one of the chains, with one of the poles, and it's attached to a 10-yard chain with
Right.
another pole at the other end. So it's like, oh, okay. Well, if you look across the field, you could see, oh, that's where I need to get to that other pole to get a first down.
Yeah.
But then they're like, so then they have a close call. Like, well, we got to see if it's 10 yards. And then both guys pick up their poles and walk out. It's like, well,
Yeah.
how do you know where to put it? Like, do they
They
have a
mark
marker
it.
where it was
Yeah, they
originally?
mark the yard line. But you are extremely correct that it is a antiquated way to see. This is again your sports. You're actually a sports genius because you're looking at it with this outsider's view. You know how they always talk about like if an alien came and Earth and saw something that we were doing, they go, "Why are you doing it that way?" You know, but we just do it all the time, so it's normal to
Yeah.
us.
So I'm the
That's
alien.
yeah, you're the alien, but you're the correct alien because you're absolutely right. It is in this game, every team is worth over $2 billion at this point. I think the cheapest NFL team would probably be still more than $2 billion to
To,
purchase,
to
right?
buy the team, okay?
By the team. And that they still use this stupid slide rule. Like they could put a microchip in the side of the field. They have all these cameras on every blade of grass. They have like they literally, when you're watching on TV, you've probably seen they literally have a little fake
Yeah.
what. So there's
Yeah.
a billion. When you watch tennis, the ball, they literally just have this like secret thing in the ball, and they can tell exactly where the if the ball hit the line or not. They don't rely on the line judge,
Oh,
you know,
wow.
their eye anymore. And
Well,
so yeah, you're right. It's stupid. And
but I mean, not
it's a
only is
lot
it
of
like not only is it old fashioned and antiquated, but I don't understand the accuracy of it because
there's no
like
it's not
if they
accurate.
both lift up, then so
No.
I guess my question is, how do they mark where it previously was?
Well, they're not eyeballing it. I mean, I think they have like hash, there's hash marks between the yard lines and stuff. So I think
Yeah.
they have it. They know where the original mark is supposed to be, and then they take it out there and hold it, and then they stretch it out, and that's 10 yards. And then if the tip of the nose of the ball goes, then it's,
Well, if they're just eyeballing where they put the first guy, why don't they just eyeball where they put the second guy?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
They're trying to be official, the 10 yards, they're trying to make it like, because there is, like, once you establish a first down, right? There is like they kind of know which yard line you would have to get another first down just with math. If you're on the
Right.
46-yard line, you got to get the 46-yard line, right?
Well, let's say it's on the 47-yard line. That's where the ball was, and then
Yeah.
there's a close call at the 37-yard line.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's like that's when they would use the chain, and then wherever along the 37-yard line that they had held it, they would try and get it that point out and pull it, and that's it. Yeah, it's
But
crazy.
they could just move. They could just wiggle the 47-yard line
Dude,
spot and
there's
pick up.
the ball itself, like where the ball is down, is like sometimes like running back will just put the ball, like try and influence them by putting it out farther, and then the ref will go, no, it was back here, and then it's just like not even close to
So
where.
it's basically like playground rules in the NFL.
Yeah, it's essentially this $1 billion sport with like uh, countless dollars being bet on it every game, that all comes down to just like this silly little system. But
Yeah.
that's it. That's football.
Like
They
when
won't. They'll
30
never
guys are
kick
all
each other.
piled on top of each other and the refs are like, "Wait, get it, move, guys. I got to see where the ball is." Like,
Yeah,
isn't the guy at the bottom like kind of pushing it as far as he
yeah,
can?
yeah. Or there's still like if there's a fumble, they still let everybody just pile on, and then no one can see, and then there's just guys like grabbing each other's nuts to try and get the ball, them to let go of the ball so they can take the ball. The other, it changes hands like 6 times that are there. But that's
Yeah,
like
after the whistle's
there's this
blown.
sort of romanticism about like if you just made everything computerized or whatever, I think people would go, that's not like the way it was.
Right.
It's like field goals. Like what is like what is the it is so stupid that games come down to just some dude who doesn't play all game,
Right. That's all he
and
does.
he has no skill set even close to any of these other freakish athletic humans. All he does
That's
is
true.
one. He doesn't look like he belongs at all, and they just run him out there, and he decides who wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes no sense. But if you ever try to tell somebody that, they go, "No, that's why I've been doing it forever."
Yeah. Has there ever been a case like in Ace Ventura where like it all came down and some just one kicker blew it for the
Oh,
whole?
all the time, all the time.
How do they not kill themselves every year?
The Ace Ventura thing, yeah, like there's the Bills lost the Super Bowl on a easily missed field goal that should have been made, a field goal that was like well within the guy's range and just biffed it. And they lost the Super, and then they never won. They went to the Super Bowl 4 times in a row. They didn't win one, so they never won a Super Bowl because this one dude just couldn't kick the ball through the. I mean, that's
Where
it.
is he now?
I don't know. Yeah, you're probably right. He's probably dead in a ditch somewhere. Scott Norwood, I think is his name.
Oh God!
Get
Shout
out
out
there
to
and
Scott
Google.
Norwood.
Let's Google Scott Norwood. See if he's still alive. You know what? Stall for me real quick. I'm doing it.
All right. I know. You know what I could do? Well, let's see. I see. We're in a. This is an interesting. While you're doing that, I'll tell you. I got what's her name, Rachel, on the line waiting for a response. I've been chatting with her today,
Oh, well,
and
that's
it's short. It's
exciting.
short.
Sure it is.
It's short. No, it is. I'm gonna. I'll just do it. I'll just text you the screenshots for our update today because it's like 4 screenshots. That's it.
Okay. All right. First, real quick, where is Scott Norwood now? Norwood, who turns 60 on July 17th, is enjoying life. That's what this says. He and his wife, Kimberly, continue to live in Northern Virginia, where they raised 3 children. So apparently he did not kill himself. But the first thing that when you Google Scott Norwood, the first thing that comes up is wide right. And then it's is Ray Finkel based on Scott Norwood. So there's your
Ah.
connection. All
Do
right.
you think a lot of people know that?
I think a lot of people probably put that together, yeah. At least according to Google. It's the second search result.
All right, I am texting you the what is it, 4 or 5 screenshots while it's hot.
Okay. So I start at the beginning. I was told
Yeah. All right. Should we read it for our? This is our update for our the scam.
this got what's inflation.
Yeah, that was the end of the last one.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So yeah, we ended with what's inflation, and then she just didn't respond for a while, and then I wrote, "Hi Rachel, I got some exciting news today." And that
One.
was on Friday, and then she wrote one. So I wrote two, nothing, and then later she wrote, "How are you doing?" All right, so I'll be me, or I'll be her.
What was the number thing?
I don't know. I don't know.
I just love how you answered her one with two. You were hoping. What if you just started counting forever?
And she said three.
Three.
I would keep going. That would make the greatest screenshot.
You've established that you will not be the last. You will be the last one to text. You will not.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay, how are you doing?
I got some exciting news on Friday.
Can you tell us what the news is?
It looks
I was
like
debating. I was debating if I should say who's us. Why is there us? But I didn't.
it looks like I'm going to be in a movie about diarrhea. They are going. They are doing a documentary about diarrhea, and I'm going to be in it.
Why?
Such a perfect question. And like it encapsulates this whole thing that's happening. Why?
Yeah.
Well, you won't actually see my face, but I'll be in it. Hollywood, here I come.
Haha, this is a good show.
I don't know what it's going to be called, but I will let you know as soon as I find out. Do you like movies?
Yes, I like it.
Do you like documentaries?
Like, I see everything.
Um, thanks, Rachel. Wait, hang on. Sorry, it's weird. Thanks, Rachel. I knew I could count on you. I hope it's a big summer blockbuster. I'm sorry. I was so excited about my news, I didn't ask about you. Have you ever been in a documentary about diarrhea?
Inflation, simply put, is is that we now have less money on hand than before. Prices have risen, and what could be purchased with $100 before can now only be purchased with $150. She's answering a question that I asked 4 days ago after in the
And
middle
I
of
have
our
a new
conversation.
theory. But we'll get to the end of this, then I'm going to put out my new.
Okay. I am not involved in these activities.
Huh? Sorry, I'm just sort of on cloud nine over here. It's amazing to think that a man of my age can still achieve his dreams. It's never too late to stop going for it. If you can dream it, you can do it. I've been saying that my whole life, and as I say it today, tears of joy roll down my wrinkled cheeks because I can see it's true.
Yes, it's good to have a dream. It has nothing to do with age.
I can't believe my childhood fantasy is a reality. I'm going to be in a documentary about diarrhea.
Great. Do you live by yourself or with your family now?
My son is spending time with me since my wife passed. He is helping me with stuff. Maybe he could be my date on the red carpet.
How old is your son?
He's 60. I had him when I was very young.
How old are you now?
77 years young.
No, 77.
I'm 77 years young.
I have told her that before. I don't know why she's asking. Great.
How old are you? I forgot.
I'm 42 years old. Have you read any Bitcoin news lately? Here it is.
Trying to refocus you. Actually, yes. I was thinking of selling my silver and getting Bitcoin.
And then I said, I don't have any more room under my bed. And she wrote, who are you going to invest in Bitcoin with? So now I got to ask you what I should respond.
So I don't even understand that. Who are you going to invest in Bitcoin with?
Yeah, I don't know.
You just
Like
buy
as a trader or a dealer?
FTX.
Say FTX?
Sure. Or crypto.com. These are the commercials I've seen.
Oh, okay. Crypto.com it is. Okay.
My theory now, the inflation response is that you're dealing with multiple people. Like they all like the scammers just like run shifts. And then,
Oh, yeah, especially if they're asking questions they've already asked.
yeah, people are picking up. Well, or maybe God would forgive them if they forgot 4,000 texts ago when you told them how old you were.
Oh, I know everything
And
about Rachel.
they're probably texting like 900 people at the same time.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
All right, so this is something I had on my notes. Did you? I saw this last night. It was last night. I think it was last night. Matt Knutson. Do you follow him on Twitter? Former guest. Shout out to Matt Knutson.
Oh yeah, of course. Follow him on Twitter.
Did you happen to see his recent tweet about what he's working on?
No.
I'm going to read it to you. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Okay. What's something that you're working on just for fun? I'll start learning night swimming from REM on the piano. And then he sent a video, an update of him playing night swimming. So I tweeted at him, replied, said, oh my gosh, I just learned that song myself, and sent a video of me playing it for him.
Did you see he made a crucial see the difference between what you did and he did? He told people what song he was playing. before. He didn't make them guess
He
awkwardly.
didn't say, guess what this song is, person that's not super familiar with the music of the 90s.
Yeah, well, good. Look at you, great minds.
Oh, look at that.
Like
So I thought that was exciting.
that is exciting, Johnny.
It's
I
very exciting.
it's exciting times over here. Now, so I told you last week that Heidi had COVID.
Yes.
Oh, which by the way, I said this to Heidi, but she was in no mood to joke about it. But I told her my theory about how it's worse to
Ooh. Yeah, you got to tell her that when you
after
have COVID.
when I have COVID. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's worse to be the one who doesn't have COVID in the house than the one who does. She wasn't a big fan of that theory. And then
Yeah.
also then I said, because I've been asking her how every morning I wake up and I am genuinely worried about her. And so I'll
Mm-hmm.
be like, how are you doing? How are you doing? But then I joked later, like, man, that's kind of a loaded question when you're the person who's like assisting in the house, when you're asking, hey, so you feeling better? Are you feeling better?
Am I almost done doing all this extra
Exactly.
work?
The subtext is like, so you think you could help out a little bit? What is it?
Oh man. So you and so
Now Ginger has,
does the unnamed have it?
yeah, the unnamed, my daughter, who's now, I think I've said her name 3 times, but she got it now,
Okay.
which is sad. It's not great. But she's okay. As long as she takes a little Tylenol, she's like basically herself. So it's not too bad. But
Your
yeah,
house is just like my brother's house. Everyone's got it except for
it would be great.
Luke.
Oh, really? It'd be great if everyone could just get it at the same goddamn time, though. Like it's
Yeah.
like a little because I had it 2 months ago on the ship. By the way, when I got it, I got sent away to like, I now again I was coming off the cruise ship, so it was like made more sense to quarantine. But I
Yeah.
had to be like this airport Ramada and you know lockdown by myself.
Yeah.
So we couldn't see. Nobody else has to be sent away.
Right.
I'll get to do it from the comfort of their home. But anyway,
And Christina got treated like the president when she had it on the cruise.
yeah, yeah, I know. I didn't get paid. It just cost me every time someone gets COVID around me, or if I get COVID, it just costs me tons of money. That's all I know.
Yeesh.
Because then we had to change our flights down to California. We were supposed to go down to California and had to change those flights, obviously. So it's just a shit show.
That's
But she's doing all right. So yeah, it's a big COVID house around here. And then it's like the thing too that's like this is what I hate. It's like, people are like on the fence about these. There's like people who are like anti-vaxxers, and then there are people who are like get the vaccine, but then still like to question it, and just tell you like it doesn't work. But there's nothing worse than like admitting to someone who's been either anti-vax or like very skeptical of the boosters or additional vaccines
yeah.
that you got COVID. Because then it's like you're already dealing with this stressful situation, like your young child has COVID.
Yeah.
Then you got to hear the 20-minute diatribe of, I tried to tell you about those boosters. I tried to tell you about those vaccines. You're like, God, now I got to hear this. Like it wasn't an invitation
Yeah.
for your medical opinion.
Oh yeah, you got to tell me based on that inside knowledge you had.
I know.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway. So yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
so that's exciting around here.
That's
It just
the
feels like right
that's the
back
Slater
in the
update.
old days of the pandemic when you had to make every meal at home. You couldn't go anywhere. It's just really depressing. I got to be honest.
Yeah. 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 That's brutal.
Yeah.
That's
So,
brutal.
but we'll get through it. Hey, we'll persevere.
You will prevail.
We're in this together.
Who? All of us?
I don't know.
Or just you and Heidi?
Who was ever in it together? Was anyone ever in it together?
Yeah.
There's still a fence in my neighborhood. It's like stupid Portland uh, hippie fence, and they in I don't know, it was chalk or whatever, but they've written all these like at the beginning in March 2020, they wrote all these inspirational messages like perseverance and RBG and we're in this together and all this. And now every time I drive by it, I don't know, it makes me so mad. All right, enough. We weren't in it together. Nobody participated in it together, and that's why we're in this shit mess. It just never ends.
Yeah. Well, here, can I tell you about our weekend? So we
Yeah,
went to we had the
something
Packer
something
thing.
more positive. I'm being so negative. Please.
This is very this is almost braggadocious.
Well, like,
You're sitting there doing all the work for your sick family. We, after the Packer game, which was a day of decision, we got those tickets day of, and we're like, all right, change of plans, because we were shipping the kids to Gigi's house, to Grandma's house, and then me and Aaron just having a weekend all to ourselves.
ah,
No kids. So we decided to go to the Packer game, took the kids, did that, and then dropped them off at 2 in the morning with Gigi. Came home, and then
Gigi, wake up!
yeah,
We're outside.
wake up, we got some more kids for you. She came and got Phoebe. We took the older two kids, and then we dropped off the older two kids after the game. And then we went back home, went to the dump. We were, to save money, instead of going to 1-800-GOT-JUNK, we're
Yeah.
like, we'll just rent a trailer.
Oh yeah, there you go.
The trailer. The dump closes at 10 a.m. So we had to, and we got the trailer the day before, so we had to do it before 10 a.m. So we got up at 7.
What day of
after
the
the
week
Packer
was
game.
this?
Saturday.
The dump closes at 10 a.m. on Saturday?
Yeah, to do your own, if you drop it off yourself, like.
Yeah, like the dump.
Yeah, dump. The landfill. And it was literally a landfill.
You know that place where you throw a bunch of garbage in a big pile and then you pay a little money to do it? Yeah, the dump. No, it's smelly. And then they
birds all
car
over.
on the way in, and then they wait on the way out. That way they know how much.
You have done it. I've never done it that way before.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I used to go to the dump all the time when I was a kid. I loved going to the dump. You know what's so funny? Parallel lives. I went to the dump this week.
What?
Not even lying. Borrowed the neighbor's truck. My mother-in-law moved to Portland.
Oh my
so she had some stuff left over in a storage unit that had to go to the dump.
That's so crazy. And it literally was. I was like, this is like a movie set from like when people go to the dump. Like, I'd never been to the dump. It's like there's just garbage everywhere as far as you can see. And there's those birds. What are those birds?
Oh, yeah, the seagulls.
Yeah.
I guess they got seagulls in Madison. Or maybe they are. You guys are from the
we got lakes.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. And it smelled fucking terrible.
Yeah, that's the dump, baby. Bunch of old trucks, just a bunch of like trucks you never see like on the road, just like trucks guys keep in their like backyard, but it's like their trucks for the dump.
But I mean, this is a minivan pulling a U-Haul full of, I don't even remember how much the weight it was, but like the car's like going down as we're driving. I'm like, I don't think we're gonna be able to get, because we're literally driving on garbage.
Well,
that's a hill of garbage.
That's every dump is different. Now, see, when I was a kid, the dump in Seattle, first of all, it was like right in the city. It's funny, most dumps they try to put them like out of town, because nobody wants. Not good for property values.
Yeah.
This one, the one in Seattle, used to be like right in the university area, near the water. It's probably like, like really hot real estate. I don't know how they put a dump there, but and then there was a big pit. So you would like, you'd get this, you'd back your truck up as far as you could, and there's just a little rope chain. So that's how you knew to stop. Because if you back those tires, you would literally fall into like a star, like in the Death Star, the big like you'd fall into that big pit, the dump pit, the garbage pit.
Yeah.
So it was like scary to back your truck. So you always have the guy out there who's like giving you the finger.
Well, what are you on? Like, what's the difference? It's just that's where it tips. Like, are you on?
No, you're on
platform?
it's like concrete. Yeah, you're just on a platform,
okay.
like a concrete, and then there's just a big edge, and then after that edge is just this huge hole and it was like far. It was like 25, 50 feet down that they would just fill up with trash, and then they would always be spraying water on it to like keep the dust down, and then they would just smash it all down and then bulldoze it away. at the end of the day or whatever. But this dump in Portland, it was all it blew my mind a little bit because it was all ground level, so there was no pit. So I was very
Yeah.
disappointed because the fun part is like throwing stuff and then hearing it like crash.
Oh yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, you're throwing glass and all this. But the pit but the Portland dump, it was like you said, you just throwing it on the ground.
Yeah.
It's like just a bunch of shit everywhere.
I know you get out
Yeah,
and like there's just bulldozers driving around randomly. I don't know what
yeah,
they're doing, but
yeah.
like
Got a
just
system.
you're driving basically up a hill. You're driving on the pile of garbage.
That's different. I've never heard of that. I've never heard
Oh,
of driving on the trash. Sounds like
yeah, that's what it
those guys
is.
aren't doing their job.
Oh my god, it was terrifying. I was like, we're not gonna get out of. We can't get out of here.
But I
And I
love it.
like parked the car, and then one of the guys was like, "You gotta move. You gotta back in. You gotta back around." Because there, all these other trucks were all backed up, and I was like, "I can't. I have a huge trailer. I don't have the maneuverability in this minivan to be, back in a trailer." So I was
Oh,
like,
and
"Whatever." And
backing
then
a
I got
trailer
yelled
in
at.
front of dump guys. Oh,
Yeah,
all
like,
those guys have like a fucking opinion about which.
and that's the thing is I told because there's a rule no close it has to be closed toed shoes, and Aaron's like, "Oh, I'm in my sandals." I'm like, "Oh, I guess I'm emptying this bullshit all by myself." So after I got yelled at by the guy to move my car, I came back in the van. I was like, "Oh man, I'm in a good mood." And I love getting yelled at by strangers. I was so fucking pissed, and then I had to unload the whole thing. Oh, it was.
That happened to my dad and I at the Palm Springs dump. We'd never heard of a rule such as that because we were both wearing flip flops.
Did you get yelled at?
Yeah, but what are they gonna do? Like, no. Like, okay, you unload it then. You have a lot of leverage when you have a car full of trash on someone else's
Yeah.
property.
Do you
But
guys did you ever break any of the rule? Like we drove by ones that were like, "Oh, here's where shingles go. Here's where tires go." And we've got all these shingles like cuz that's one of the things like just in the corner of the garage since we moved in, there was just piles of extra shingles. So I
I
was
know.
like, I'm not going to. So I like just you're not supposed to dump appliances. I just threw a microwave out because I'm like, I'm not going to pay $40 to put this in the microwave pile.
I know. And that's what's so stupid. It's like, this is the dump. This is the last stop. There's no other organizational, you know what I mean? There's nowhere
Yeah.
else for this to go. No one else will take it. I couldn't
Yeah.
sell it. There's nowhere to recycle it. Nobody wants it. That's why it's the dump. Like you have to take everything. That's what makes me so mad. They won't like take dirt at the dump. You can't just take dirt to the dump. They're like, no.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, no, you're not supposed to, but what are they going to do?
But it just drives me crazy. Because like especially in Portland, like we have this so intricate. I've talked about this before, but like we have this very intricate recycling system, and we've talked about how to get rid of batteries on this show before. And, the food waste is separated from the bottles, and the canned bottles are separated from the glass bottles, and everything's like, you know, and they're like, and then yeah, and I had the same thing where I pulled in and the lady does the move. It's like, what you got back there? Trash. It's all trash.
Bunch
It's
of
going in
garbage.
there. It's going in there. That's where it's going. It's going in there because there's nowhere else for it to go. Because literally they're gonna be like, oh, what's that? That can't go in here. Because then you know where it goes? On the side of the highway.
Yeah.
They're like,
Oh, you'd
okay,
rather this be by the entrance of your dump than in
yeah.
the dump because
Because
that's
that's
where
where
it's.
everything else ends up. It's just on the road.
Yeah.
So just the dump should be more just like there needs to be like one of those no questions asked dumps. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
But like since I'd never been to one, it made me think like, I mean, this thing was huge. Like I said, it's like as far as you could see, fucking garbage. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, every day, every household is just adding more garbage to the world. So like, how long before idiocracy? Like
Oh, we're
that's
just like
going to be a good part of the
yeah.
landscape. These
Well, I don't
dumps.
know. Somebody smart could probably explain the real. I think plastics are the big problem because they don't. The other stuff at least breaks down after a while, and you can smash it down, and it turns into compost eventually. Or not, but the plastic
Hmm.
is like what never breaks down. So that's like why there's the big. And it all ends up in the ocean, they say, because eventually it gets in the water somewhere, and then it's like there's a bunch of
Oh,
plastic in the ocean.
Can I change gears for just a second?
Yes. Oh, the last thing I want to say about the dump
Yes,
is there'll always be. Oh, two quick things about the dump, but don't remember what you're gonna change gears to, so I don't.
I will.
Okay. One, there's always the dude who pops up out of nowhere to guide your backup process.
Okay, to the ledge.
There's always the dude who just somebody you don't know, but they think they've got to be the hero to jump out. And
Oh yeah,
I had one guy, and he didn't say anything, didn't wave at me. Just all of a sudden, he's in my mirror giving me this. You know, doesn't work there. Just giving me the yeah. You got more room. You got more room.
yeah.
You
And
know,
this is at the dump.
yeah, at the dump,
Yeah,
of course. He's just some Johnny hero. And then
doesn't work there.
I could have ran him over because I can't see shit. I'm driving a truck that's not mine. I got big stuff blocking my rear view, so I can only see
Yeah.
the side mirrors. And he just like I was moving. He just wandered behind me, you know.
So assuming you could see him, but if you couldn't
Yeah,
see him, you just
yeah.
run
And then
him
they
over.
like, oh yeah, I can see him. He can see me. And then the other thing was like, if this was my first time at this dump, you know, and I hate
Yeah.
how whenever you do an experience like that, they get a lot of regular. They just assume everyone who's there has done it like 10,000 times. So it's very like at the
Yeah.
airport. It's like, come on, everybody knows the rules. Take off your shoes, you know. And this one lady was like, "What color is your ticket?" Now I got. Let me know what you would have said. I got a white ticket.
Uh huh.
You know, it's a white ticket. But then there was
When
a
you weighed
red.
in.
Yeah, when I weighed in,
Yeah.
and they marked it with a red marker.
Okay.
So she goes, "What color is your ticket?" And I go, "White." And she just
Yeah, I
rolls
would
her
have
eyes.
said.
I go, "Oh, I guess red." It's like, "Thanks." And she thought I was like fucking with her, but I was like, "I don't know. The ticket is white."
Oh, what an idiot!
Yeah.
Oh, that's maddening.
So those are the last two things I want to say about
Well, this made me. I don't even know why I jotted this down. But you said something about what goes into the water, so this is a perfect transition.
the. Oh, is this what you need backup on?
I
Or
don't think so.
pre-show? Okay,
It's just a question.
okay.
Maybe this will be embarrassing, and I'll have to edit it out. But okay.
No, there's
First of
no.
all, can you drink? Can you drink? If you drink lake water, you'll get sick, right?
I I I mean that's what they say. I think it depends on the lake a little bit, but yeah, I think it's generally frowned upon. There's a chance you'll
Yeah.
get sick. There is a good chance you'll get sick if you drink lake water.
Okay, I don't want to. I don't know if I want to ask this.
Why? I didn't
Okay, so let's say
real
you can't drink. You can't drink lake water. You
right.
can't drink ocean water because it's got salt.
Yeah.
What did the cavemen drink when, when humanity had to drink water? They
Right.
didn't have they didn't have that
They have the
purification.
Brita.
That's right.
Cavemen have the Brita. No. Well, so like, okay, I've seen the Bear Grylls show, right? Where
No, what's that?
like he's a survivalist. So they drop
Okay.
him in the middle of the woods and he
Yeah.
has to like okay. So there's always a stream and then they're always really thirsty, but then he's got to remind you can't drink the stream water because like animals poop in it, I guess. And then it's like you could get giardia, I think it's giardia or whatever. It makes you like violently stomach ill.
Okay.
I think the answer to your question is probably like if you just drank that stream water all the time, your body would just get used. You wouldn't get that disease after a while.
Hmm.
Maybe you'd become immune to it, or they just learned where the clean water sources were. So like at some streams probably are clean to drink out of because they're starting at a certain point.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, that's a good
That
question.
makes sense. Makes
That's a
sense.
good question, Johnny.
I don't remember when I wrote that. I think I
Or
was
like
actually reading.
well water is clean. So maybe like but I guess cavemen weren't digging wells.
Yeah, and they weren't all near springs.
The cave
Spring water
water.
you can
Maybe the
drink too,
cave water.
right?
Cave water's clean because there's no. I don't know.
Whatever. I
Good
guess we'll never
question.
know.
Pat yourself on the back.
That's a good question.
That's a good question. I
All
was
right,
way smarter than I was expecting.
oh, good.
I thought you were gonna be like, how? Where does our drinking water come from? If you can't drink ocean water, I thought it was gonna be something like that.
I'm Good. I'm glad that's what you thought it was going to be. All right. Well, what do you think? Should we get into it?
Let's get into it.
I'm assuming you have not watched The Old Man because I have.
I
Not.
did.
Oh, you did.
Should we give our final update?
I haven't. I'm not any further. I don't know.
God damn it.
We'll have to wait till next week because I didn't.
All right, you finish it because there's only one episode left, so you can finish it.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, then
which is part of my. I don't want to color your, but I think I'm almost positive you will have a very similar reaction.
Oh, okay.
Finale that I had, and then we can talk about it.
Okay.
And we'll see.
Oh, and real quick, okay, since we're talking about TV shows and stuff, I will say, so on our last night was our last night without the kids. We watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Have you seen that?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah. Yeah. That was great. We saw it in theaters. It's like one of the last movies I saw in theaters before the pandemic, I think.
Yeah, I didn't see it with you, did I? No.
No. I saw it with my brother-in-law and Heidi at this theater by our house.
Oh, okay. I saw it with Christina. I think I saw it with Christina and Fred Bevel when we were on a cruise ship. We were at a port or whatever. And pretty sure we all hated it. We all hated it. Thought it was horrible.
Really?
This is so boring and nothing happens. And you're on this string of, Quentin Tarantino. This is going to be great. And like, you just don't know what it's about. And then the end is fantastic. But
I was going to say, nothing happens. It was like a flamethrower.
Yeah, that's in the last 10 minutes of this 2-hour, 40-minute movie.
Yeah.
And
I don't remember it super well. I just remember very much enjoying it.
Oh, man, I did not at all. But enough time passed because I hadn't seen it since it came out. And people talk about it, and I was like, oh, maybe it was good. Maybe it was good. And I know Erin hadn't seen it, and she's a big fan of Quentin Tarantino. And so I was like, well, let's watch that. I was like, I've seen it, but you haven't seen it, so let's watch it. And she didn't like it, and I didn't like it again. I mean, the ending was great, but
that's great. So you used where did you So did you just go to a hotel and then watch the movie? Or
no, we were at home. We stayed at home. We ordered out food. We went to downtown, walked around, ate out.
Yeah.
Ordered, got delivery sushi for dinner, and watched that. And then that was pretty much our night, and we passed out.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. I remember liking it, but I don't remember much else about the movie. I know it's like about it's
basically like it's the Sharon Tate, Charles Manson.
Yeah.
Like, well, here's what if this happened? What if he went to the other house or something, right? Or
yeah,
they went to
yeah. I see, and it was good for me because I wasn't even very familiar with that story, so I didn't even know. I was just watching it like a movie, like I didn't even understand.
I didn't know that either.
It wasn't like, remember watching Inglourious Basterds, and you're like, well, surely they can't kill Hitler, and then they waste Hitler at the end. You're like, whoa, got him. It wasn't like
that. They got him.
Yeah, that was so crazy. It's weird to think because now people, I think, expect those kind of twists from Tarantino or whoever. But that was like the first time I think Hitler had been killed in a movie that was not historically you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No one had ever thought to do that before. It was like, let's just get him. Let's just fucking get him. And it was very satisfying. You're like, years and years of school and reading about how evil and awful this guy was, and then knowing that eventually he just shoots himself in a bunker somewhere. Like, this is way better. So, all right, that's it. Thanks everybody for listening to
The Cavalry.